Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Javlok. You can get the blueprint for the Javlok from the Grenier or Biolab in your dojo, and to build it you're gonna have to put in 30,000 credits, 5 detonite injectors, 10,000 alloy plates, 5 nitin extract, and 6 Javlok capacitors. The Javlok is a Mastery Rank 7 Speargun that does pure heat damage with 20% crit chance, 2 times crit multiplier, and a 25% status chance. Though it's actually more like 280 damage per shot because it fires out a projectile that does 160, which then explodes for 120 heat damage in a 2.4 meter radius with 30% fall off. Now, as a spear gun, the Javlok can also be thrown by pressing the secondary fire button, which will consume all the remaining ammo in the magazine and do 150 damage with the actual spear and then explode for 300 heat damage in a 6 meter radius with 60% fall off. Now, the secondary throw actually has a pretty interesting mechanic to it because you can scale its damage by increasing the magazine size, as every round in the magazine will increase its damage by 20% when you throw it. Just don't overdo it because you could very easily run out of ammo if you're going to be throwing away 10 at a time. This is also, by the way, why the Javlok specific Amalgam Javlok magazine wrap gives you magazine capacity on top of extra combo count chance while blocking with a shield. Now, as far as the build goes, there are kind of like two ways you can do it, and the choice is yours. You can either go with a pure crit setup where you would most likely run corrosive and heat just for big damage, or you can go with some variation of a hybrid setup where you still go with crit but you also incorporate vital into the setup, and you either use hunter munitions to deal damage via slash, or you can combine hunter munitions and heat to do damage with both. I tend to lean more towards the pure crit version, especially after the speargun changes, because it just feels much better. Though its damage potential is not anywhere near as high as on the other two setups, whether it be the pure slash one or the slash heat hybrid. The reason it feels better, by the way, is because, well, you have more upfront damage, so you're going to be one-shotting enemies up to a much higher level, but it's also a lot more reliable because with the other two setups that use damage over time, sometimes you just don't get a slash proc or a heat proc and the damage is just not there. Though if you do get a nice slash or heat proc from like a juicy crit or something, the damage is considerably better than on the pure crit setup. Oh yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend the secondary fire too much under most circumstances because there's a lot of faff associated with it because you throw out your entire magazine and then you have to reload, so it doesn't really seem that worth it. If I had to describe the Javlok in a few quick words, I would say that it is an overpriced stick that does mediocre damage at best. And I really wouldn't recommend it to, well, anyone, unless you think it's really cool, in which case just go for it. Who am I to stop you? It's just too expensive for what it does in my opinion. If it was a basic weapon that you can get at like Mastery Rank 3 or 4, you pick it up from the market with some basic resources, maybe. But not like this, so the Javlok unfortunately gets a big thumbs down from me, not a fan at all. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.